At some point in life, many people discover that home is less stable than it once seemed. A family moves to another country. A familiar neighborhood changes. Work takes us somewhere we never expected to live. Sometimes we remain in the same place, yet bereavement or the end of a relationship makes our surroundings feel strangely unfamiliar. Modern life has made movement ordinary, but it has not taught us how to live with the emotional residue of leaving. What happens inside us when the place that formed us can no longer hold us? Can a person belong to a new city without erasing the memory of an earlier home? This is the first episode of Rumi, 10 Doors into the Inner Life. We begin with the journey that brought him to Konya. The life of Jalal al-Din. Rumi begins inside an unsettled geography. Long before he became one of the world's most widely read poets, he was a child whose family left the eastern lands that had shaped them. Rumi was born in the year 1207. Popular biographies usually name Balkh, in present-day Afghanistan, as his birthplace. His family was certainly associated with Balkh, although modern scholarship also points to Vakhsh and Samarkand as important locations during his earliest years. It is therefore safest to place his beginnings within the Eastern Persian-speaking world, rather than inside the borders of a modern nation. The surviving sources do not allow his family's departure to be explained by one event alone. The region was entering a period of severe instability, soon transformed by Mongol conquest. Rumi's father, Baha al-Din Walad, took his family westward. Their journey passed through parts of the Islamic world and included the pilgrimage to Mecca. Eventually, they reached Anatolia. This was not one continuous flight across a map. Years passed along the way. Rumi grew older, continued his education, and married in Laranda, the city now known as Karaman. In 1228, the family settled in Konya. By then, migration was no longer a single event in Rumi's childhood. It had become part of the structure of his life. Konya stood at the meeting point of important commercial and intellectual routes. Persian-speaking scholars arrived there from lands disrupted by political conflict and Mongol expansion. The city belonged to the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum, in an Anatolia where several languages and religious traditions inhabited the same broad cultural landscape. Rumi's father became a respected religious teacher. After his death, Rumi inherited a public role as a scholar, jurist, and preacher. He had been born far to the east, but it was in Anatolia that he became known as Rumi, the man from Rum, the lands once associated with Rome and Byzantium. The name contains a quiet paradox. Rumi was identified with a place that was not his birthplace. He belonged to Konya without ceasing to carry the Persian language, Islamic learning, and memories of the Eastern world that had formed his family. His life did not fit neatly inside one geography. That layered belonging offers an important background to the images of separation, travel, and return that later filled his work. The Masnavi, Rumi's great spiritual poem, begins with the voice of a reed flute. The reed grieves because it has been cut from the reed bed. Its music carries the memory of separation. The sound is beautiful, but its beauty has not erased the wound of being uprooted. Rumi develops this image far beyond his own biography. The reed becomes a picture of the human condition. We remember a source we cannot fully name, and much of our longing arises from that distance. A reed flute produces music because it has been hollowed and because breath passes through it. For Rumi, emptiness can become receptive. What has been opened may begin to carry a voice. This does not mean that displacement is harmless. Losing one's home can wound individuals and families for generations. Rumi's story does not ask us to call suffering good. It shows that an uprooted life can still develop depth when memory is honored and new bonds are allowed to grow. When you feel out of place, you do not need to force yourself into an immediate sense of belonging. Begin by noticing what you still carry from an earlier life. Then pay attention to what the present place is quietly asking you to learn. Home may begin to return through prayer and repeated acts of care. It can take shape around a table, within a community, or in the language through which another person finally understands us. Rumi's journey did not truly end when he reached Konya. Arrival created the conditions for another kind of transformation. Years later, a wandering dervish named Shams of Tabriz entered the city. By then, Rumi was already a respected scholar, teacher, and preacher. Yet his encounter with Shams would disturb the life he had carefully built and awaken a voice within him that scholarship alone had not released. What can one human being reveal in another? And why do certain encounters leave us unable to return to the person we were before? In the next episode, The Chemistry of Encounter, we will explore the meeting of Rumi and Shams. We will consider how companionship, recognition, and loss help transform a respected scholar into one of the world's most enduring mystical poets. If you would like to continue this 10-part journey, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on notifications for the next episode. Until the next door opens, may you find a little more stillness wherever you are.